It's exactly 2:15. Thank you for staying with us. You're still watching Nedbank Business Watch. Let's talk about Fraud Awareness Month. November is International Fraud Awareness Month, and as per their purpose of being money experts who do good, Nedbank continues to raise awareness to Eswatini on how to protect themselves against fraudsters. And as we enter the pre-festive season, you may have seen media reports in the recent week or days on rise of refund scams, popularly referred to as Fakata scams. I think we've covered quite a lot of those as Eswatini TV, and they are targeting the public using digital wallets or mobile payment channels. And today, here on Nedbank Business Watch, Nedbank Forensic Risk Manager Palele Makakula Shabangu is going to tell us about these scams and give us tips really on how to protect ourselves from them. A very good afternoon to you, Palele. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you so much, and good afternoon to you and the viewers at home.
It's a good afternoon indeed, but it's not good what has been happening
Certainly.
recently. These scams, Fakata scams in particular, have robbed off Eswatini their money, hard-earned money.
True.
And you look at the figures, they are staggering.
True.
How are they getting away with all of this? That could be the question, but maybe let's premise it by telling us about what Fakata scams really are, the types of Fakata scams.
Thank you so much for this. So basically, this is where you receive a call from a caller. What they've been claiming, this is an old scam with a facelift. So of late, it's been callers.
The Kanyimbao. Okay, yeah.
It's been now callers from who purport to be police officers from the cybersecurity unit,
Right.
or either officers from ACCCom who are cybersecurity experts. In the past, it was callers from the World Health Food Program, things like that. But now they've changed to say cybersecurity experts because they're understanding that's what we're focusing on. This person will call you and say that your phone is either being hacked or has a virus, has been flagged in their system. And the caller will then transfer you to a cellular network provider and will pretend to be a consultant who will then, there's this IVR, the interactive voice response that will, like for Nedbank, it's welcome to Nedbank.
Right.
Yes. And that caller will then pretend to guide you to through the process, claiming that indeed you've been flagged. We see red in our dashboard. Obviously, you'll be scared.
Right.
And they tell you that if this is not resolved, all your money is at risk.
Yeah.
And they advise you, please, do you have a mobile? They find a way to extract this information from you. Do you have a mobile money? Do you have an e-wallet? Do you have? They find out all these what digital wallets that we have. Send money. What do you have? How much money do you have in your account? So in the state of panic and that frustration, you give out all this information, and they just find a way to lure you into then sending through this money either through these mobile payments.
Right.
And digital wallets, and then you just discover that you're being scammed.
Yeah.
And the promise is that basically these are suspense accounts where the funds are going to then be returned to your account once the issue has been resolved. And obviously that never happens.
It's quite, very, very scary when you think about it, because one would have imagined people are not as gullible as they used to be, but you then listen to how they operate these things. You may find yourselves even as someone who thinks, well, I'm woke enough to know when someone is scamming me. So some people like that have been scammed because it is so well organized, and it's something that is very scary. But it is not only Fakata scams, I understand, that is rampant right now. If you could, take us through what other types of scams are rampant.
We're having a lot of refund scams. Fakata scams is part of a refund scam as well.
Okay.
In a way. But you have a caller who says, I've sent money to your number in error. While you're on a call, you actually receive an SMS. This SMS will look similar to that of a digital wallet notification. The caller will say, will plead with you to say, I'm sorry, it was a mistake. I'm just absent-minded. I have problems. Please resend the money. And I've just left town. Where I am right now, there's no ATMs, so you can't send back the money using the digital wallet. So use mobile payment options, which will be using the cellular network providers. Then in that way, you are going to rush, send back the money. Someone is in dire need. They'll cook up a beautiful story that will move you. They play your emotions, and you'll send the money. If you have something on mobile money, you'll send it. If you don't have anything in your in your mobile monies, they'll ask you, borrow from someone, ask for money and pay me back because I'm in a serious situation. And in your state, you borrow that money,
Yeah.
or if you do have that money, you'll send it through. And when you check your balance, you find that actually there's no funds. You look at that SMS, it's not coming from
Right.
Nedbank, so you realize that you've been scammed.
It's,
And another big one, what this is mainly affecting people that are small businesses, or you're selling something, some furniture in your house, you're getting rid of things, you're posting on social media, you're getting rid of this, you're selling that. Someone will call you and they say, I'd like to buy this, are you okay with receiving the digital payment? And you say, yes, I'm good with that. Person says, all right, I'll send my person who'll come and collect. Good. And most of the time they pick hours, rush hour time, where everyone is busy. So the person will get to the store or get to you and say, I'm here to collect. And then you probably call the customer to say, I haven't received payment. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, while you're on the phone, you receive an SMS that is similar to your digital wallet notification. Then at that point, remember, this is peak time, rush hour, and you won't even pay attention that this is not from your bank. And then you'll say, all right, take the item. And what they'll do, they're going to call you. That payment they make, they overpay you.
Right.
And then they go on to say, please, I'm absent-minded. Please, can you just refund me? You find that they'll pay you even times two what they're supposed to pay you. They say,
Wow.
I'm a bit absent-minded. I've got problems. And then in your state, you pay them. You refund them money that they're not entitled to. So you've lost whatever you're selling, and you've lost because you've actually refunded them the money that you didn't receive.
So I suppose for them, a bad day is when they try to scam someone who doesn't even have the money.
Certainly.
It's baffling to me because when such things happen, I was reading a report, I think, was it yesterday? And it speaks to about 2.4 million in Malanga that has been lost so far this year. And I suppose it could be even more than that. Some victims have come out to say, lock these people up and don't even ever let them out because they have left us so confused.
It's scary because remember, if you were to get scammed, you're on TV. Are you going to report it to the police? So these reports that are being spoken about is reported cases. There's a whole lot of cases that haven't been reported.
2.4 million is a lot of money.
Exactly. So think of that money, double it. Yeah. Because a whole lot of reports that haven't been.
Could triple it as well. But we're just being safe with the figure that we are saying. But I think the important question then becomes protecting ourselves. How do we navigate this trying time? How do we protect ourselves?
This is a very interesting question, but what is key is that these scammers use our emotions and they take advantage of the way that we think and the way that we perceive things. What is important is that, for instance, these Fakata scammers or the refund scams, speaking about the Fakata scammers, we as Eswatini, we need to understand the communication model.
Right.
So if there is an exercise where police are going to be calling Eswatini because there's an issue of our phones being hacked, the National Commissioner is definitely going to make a public statement.
Absolutely.
Public notice and a public statement. You remember when it comes to our national census, there's public notifications that you're going to be expecting people, they are going to be having tags, all these. So if then there is some initiative that is ongoing that hasn't been publicized in the official platforms and commissioned by the right people, then there's a problem in us understanding the Eswatini communication. So that is one thing that is key we need to understand. So if anyone will come to me and tell me a story, I will say, I have not seen anything on TV, I've not seen anything on radio or the newspaper.
So strengthen public awareness.
Definitely, that is key. And then what is also important is that clients need to understand the bank products. Banks educate clients every day. This is what we're doing now. Understand the products that the bank are giving out. So when there's a client now saying, or purportedly a fraudster who says, I've sent you money, that the SMS is supposed to come from Nedbank.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be from another cell phone number. And also, you know that before you make a refund, you have to check your balance.
Absolutely.
Let's say now there is a case where someone does send money to you in error. That does happen, right? But you need to check your balance to make
Very
sure that
rarely, by the way. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. So those are just snippets of how you can protect yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Palela, thank you so much for your time. Always insightful engagements that we have with you on the program. And I'm sure our viewers appreciate these conversations, by the way. I also want to thank our viewers for staying with us so far. Please don't go anywhere. More interesting conversations on the program as we continue. Let's go for a net break. We'll be back shortly.
Welcome back. You're still watching